Super Smash Bros Brawl for the Nintendo Wii came out in 2008, 7 years after Melee. Anticipation was high for this to be the best crossover platform fighter ever. In the United States, Super Smash Bros Brawl sold 1.4 million units in the first week alone, making it the fastest selling North American Nintendo game in history. It went on to sell over 13.3 million copies worldwide, nearly double the previous game. It introduced final smashes, assist trophies, and arguably the best single-player mode the series has ever seen, the Subspace Emissary. Super Smash Bros Brawl featured 39 playable characters from across the world of Nintendo, interacting in ways we had never seen before. 18 of these characters were brand new to this game, and for the first time ever, the roster included third-party characters.
Showtime!
Nintendo stands out for having so many family-friendly gaming icons, so to see them interacting was a truly magical experience. But is there another company that has even more iconic family-friendly characters than Nintendo?
Do you know what? I think there is.
Greetings!
I'm Edis.
And I'm Ben, and we're here today to ask the question, what if Disney made Super Smash Bros Brawl?
Oh, God.
In this series, we are replacing each of the original Smash Bros fighters with Disney characters that either have a similar fighting style or they represent a similar theme. For each Disney newcomer, I have ideas for their moveset, their costumes, their final smash, and a stage, and then Ed is here will let me know what he thinks. So here is the original roster for Smash Bros Brawl.
This is the one I played for the first time.
This is the first Smash Bros you've ever played?
Yeah. And I actually used to hate playing because I used to lose all the time. Whereas when we played Mario Kart, I used to win all the time.
So when we first became buddies playing the Wii, he'd always want to play Mario Kart, I'd always want to play Smash.
And I used to get so annoyed.
To be fair, it wasn't until lockdown and we played Ultimate Online most nights that you actually got into Smash, innit?
Well, I found my two characters.
Who are?
Kirby
Uh-huh.
and Banjo and Kazooie.
Okay, so here is the original roster for Smash Bros Brawl. Wait a minute. How did he get in here?
Waluigi. Oh, yeah.
Waluigi time.
He's not in Smash.
That's better! So here's the roster for the original Smash Bros Brawl. We've already gone through the characters for the first two games, so let's remind ourselves of who the veteran Disney fighters are returning from those first two games. So we've got Mickey Mouse, Ralph, Robin Hood, Elsa, Pinocchio, Stitch, Mulan, Hero, Donald Duck, Merlin, Goofy, Winnie the Pooh, Minnie, Pete, Chippendale, Kuzco, Jim Hawkins, Jack Sparrow, Maleficent, and Oswald. Now you may have noticed there are some characters missing. That's because in Brawl we got our first cut.
So they cut people.
Yeah, so the 5 characters they cut were Dr. Mario, Pichu, Young Link, Roy, and Mewtwo, which means, unfortunately, not making it into our version of the game, Sorcerer Mickey, Olaf, Peter Pan, Aladdin, and Dr. Facilier.
Oh, that's very male heavy, that was.
Well, you said the last one wasn't really gender balanced, so hopefully we'll try to rectify that. Before we get onto the characters, I just want to say thank you everyone for supporting all the other videos, because Super Smash Bros Melee Disney version.
It's our best video so far.
Best video by far that we've done.
Ever, yeah.
And better than just watching the view count go up is looking at all the comments and everyone interacting. The creativity in the comments is sick.
Yeah.
And I already had my ideas for who I wanted in this game, but some people's comments have influenced who I've chosen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because some people come up with sick ideas.
Also, if you want to check out other people's comments and, like, you know, jump in with other people and share your stories, then do that.
Yeah, and I'm sure this video will be the same. So as we're going through, just put your comments who you would want as those characters.
These characters or the next game.
Oh, jeepers, both. Okay, let's get onto the roster. Let's go on to our first new character. Let's get dangerous. The first character we've got is Meta Knight.
Meta Knight, as in the one with the little one with the cape and the sword.
So he's from the Kirby games, he's got a mask.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He can teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sick.
So the way my mind was working is, first of all, I thought he's got that mask, so I thought, who wears a mask? Kida from Atlantis, and then I was like, okay, but that's a little bit
Kida wears a mask?
for like the first time you meet her, and that's it. Some people in the comments were suggesting Wasabi from Big Hero 6, but I feel like we've already got Big Hero 6 representation in the game. Someone else mentioned Raya, maybe because of the sword.
Okay.
But by far, the most popular choice in the comments was Darkwing Duck.
Okay, I've seen him before. Why have I seen him? Oh, wasn't he in the Chippendale?
Yes, in the new movie.
See?
We want Darkwing. We
Yeah,
want
okay.
Darkwing.
Say it with me. We want Darkwing. What a load of malarkey.
Mask, we've got it. Cape, we've got it.
Yeah, that's a good
He's
shout.
giving that energy,
Yeah,
right?
it's good, it's good.
Okay, so moves he's got a gas gun. We've got a grappling hook. He's got tear grenades that knocks out enemies.
Batman, basically.
Oh, he's like, the character is based on like Batman,
Right,
James Bond,
okay.
those kind of Zorro, those kind of things.
Yeah, nice. So he's got a gas gun and a tear gas.
Duck's
grenade.
got gadgets, that's all I'm saying.
Can he also teleport, like Mountain Knight?
Ooh, not sure. What we can do is he can ride his bike. He's got like, again, like the Batmobile kind of thing. He's got a bike that he
right.
rides, he goes around
I thought
on.
he meant a bicycle.
I thought he could use his cape like as a shield.
Yeah, like Batman.
Do you know what I've written here? Gas gun, tear grenades. I've also got smoke bombs in case there wasn't
No
enough
smoke.
Just to clarify, with all these movesets, I go back through the movies or the TV shows that they're from, and I look for the moveset. So these are all things I've found in different episodes of Darkwing Duck.
What do ducks do?
Quack.
This isn't...
What do you mean?
Is there anything like duck related that we could actually make like part of it? Like ducks quacking, like could he like quack? Like say quack and then like the words go across the screen.
Do you know what that sounds like? It's like going, Elsa. Okay, you picked Elsa. What can humans do? Is there something that she could like, you know, talk maybe? Or maybe she could like breathe?
She's got powers.
There is more to Darkwing Duck than just being a duck, it is.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe he could eat some bread in the pond.
Yeah, maybe.
This guy floats with cape. Oh, there was a sick move where I saw him use his cape like as a little like parachute to like go, phew,
Sick.
and also knives. Phew.
He just carries knives.
Just throws knives at people. Okay, let's have a look at the costumes.
Of course.
So with the costumes, I look at what they're wearing in the show or the film, but I also, especially if they don't have that many costumes, which cartoon characters don't always, I'll then look at color swaps, which is more like how they do in Smash Bros, but color swaps to represent different characters from the show or movie they're from.
You said a lot of words then. I don't think I understood anything you said.
So this is just his classic Darkwing look.
Yeah, he's giving me real Zorro vibes.
We've also got his Negaduck look,
Sorry.
which is like his like kind of alter ego type thing in the yellow. But also what comes with that is a chainsaw. So I thought that one of his moves, he could have a chainsaw.
That's nuts.
Third look is Jim Starling. So this is like in DuckTales. It's like the actor who played Darkwing in the TV show. It got a bit meta. So if you want to go a little bit more casual, you could use his Drake Mallard persona. Now, I've done some color alterations.
I was about to say that's a cool colour.
So we've gone brown for Launchpad.
Didn't we
Look.
meet Launchpad?
Absolutely, baby.
Alright.
Insert picture here. This one is based on Honker, which is like the little guy. He's like a little duck, glasses, green.
Question. How many costumes are there?
Every character has 8.
Did we do that in the last video?
And the one before.
That was a lot of costumes. Have you made all these?
Well, I've made 4 of these, and the other 4 I got from Google Images. We've got his Gizmo look, which
That's
is like
cool. I like that.
a white cyborg duck.
I like the colours of the buttons.
They match the buttons on the robot. And we've got Morgana, who is like his lady lover duck. I can't remember if they're actually lovers or not.
Okay.
Before we get onto Darkwing Duck's stage, let's have a little look at the stages that have already made it into this game. We've got our standard stages, Battlefield and Final Destination. Then over here, we've got the Disney Castle. We've got Steamboat Willie, Wreck-It Ralph stage, Robin Hood stage. We've got Elsa's Ice Palace.
That's a good one. It looks like Metal Gear.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid stage. Pinocchio's Pleasure Island stage. We've got the Great Wall of China from Mulan. We've got Stitch's spaceship. We've got the San Francisco Bridge.
I've forgotten all these.
Great. We've got the Magic Carpet from the Three Caballeros, which you've seen now.
Yeah. Check out that movie reaction.
We've got the Sword and the Stone, and we've got 100 Acre Wood, aka the Winnie the Pooh book. And if we click this little button down here, we'll go to the melee stages. So we've got Spoonsville, which is Pete's stage. We've got the House of Mouse. We've got the Disneyland Express going around Disneyland. fighting on top of the train.
Okay.
This is the bootleg machine from Chippendale the movie. Cusco's Palace. We've got Oswald stage. We've got Pirates of the Caribbean stage. What's that called again? The Black Pearl.
Black Pearl.
We've got Maleficent's Castle, the RLS Legacy, and we had one more space for Melee, and I decided to give it to one
Peter
of our
Pan.
cut characters, Big Ben's clock, because I thought that's such a cool idea.
Sorry, what was that?
The Big Ben clock.
The Big Ben's clock.
So it's such a clever idea to fight on the hands.
Yeah, but what happens when it goes to half past?
Wouldn't you want to know?
Seriously, what happens when it goes to
We're
half
all
past?
just clambering to get onto the top. And once I'd put all the stages in from these new characters, we had one little slot up here, which I decided to give to the stage that was most requested in the comments of our previous video.
Nice.
So
is that going to be a thing we do now in the videos?
hey, maybe.
So if people give a good stage, you pop it in the video.
So for Mickey Mouse, a lot of people said rather than Steamboat Willie, I should have picked something else. Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse. I thought literally fighting on top of the Mickey Mouse head. There's like a hot air balloon of his glove that goes up, and maybe a little character like Pluto could be inside there.
Okay.
I thought it could be a good stage. So that was our first brand new stage, but going back to Darkwing Duck, the man himself.
Yeah, what's his stage?
Darkwing stage is his secret headquarters. So basically the stage is going to start in his living room. And you're fighting around his living room, and then if someone hits
Goes through
the
the wall.
Basil of Baker Street statue that he has next to his armchair, then it goes through the wall and we end up in here. That's not quite how it works in the TV show, but I thought it'd be a cool gimmick.
Isn't that like Injustice when they like you kick them through the?
Oh, like the DC fighting game.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like 2 stages in one. Also, little Easter egg, Basil of Baker Street is in Darkwing Duck as a statue.
Why?
Why not? So his final smash I've called Dark Warrior Duck, based on the best episode of Darkwing Duck of all time. And basically he turns into his like, it's an alternate future and he's like this Terminator duck almost. And basically the actual final smash, it will be his like duck plane flying in, his like duck robots coming out, picking people up and just flying off the screen with them. That is his final smash.
Do they die instantly?
I think it's with everything. If their percentage is high enough, then yes. If not, then they're just off the screen and they have to like try and jump back on kind of thing. So that's Darkwing Duck, our first character. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought he was quite a cool character. I don't know him at all, but he seemed legit. I like it, the purple outfit. And the white one. It's cool.
Excellent. Could have just showed you a picture of him and that's all I needed to do.
Let's get dangerous.
Okay, our next character is Pit from Kid Icarus. He's the winged angel that can't actually fly. He's got the...
Can't fly?
Well, in the original game, he can't fly until he's given powers to fly. Oh. He's got arrows.
Yeah.
So my first thought for Pit was Hercules, because it's like the Greek gods kind of vibe. And I thought that really works. But then someone in the comments, I think just one person put this, but it blew my tiny little mind.
So just tell me.
For Pit, I've gone with Dumbo.
Okay.
The reasoning being, like Pit, he can only fly due to magic provided by others. Dumbo is a character you wouldn't expect to fly, but can. And my main reason is, I really want Dumbo in the game.
You like Dumbo?
I wanted Hercules in the game, but maybe he will fit a different character.
So Dumbo's going to be shooting arrows?
I'll tell you his moveset, shall I? He's got a peanut shooter. So he's gonna, out of his trunk, fire peanuts. He also can fly and glide into people. He can do a move where he like, in the movie, he sneezes and his ears pop out, but it just hurts the people next to him by going, achoo.
Okay.
Also, you know in the scene in Dumbo when they're building the tent?
It's the roustabouts.
Roustabouts. Yeah, it's like a racist song. And there's one bit where Dumbo has a hammer in his trunk and he's like knocking the pegs in with a hammer.
You just hit someone on the head with a hammer.
He's got a weapon. He can do like, as he flies, he's got like his little flurry kick. He can like kick people. He can whack people with his trunk.
Yeah.
I was thinking he could maybe, with his trunk, suck items closer to him, or maybe even enemies closer to him.
Okay.
So you're stood over there and I'm gonna suck you closer and then whack you.
Or maybe he sucks them in and then he can like, and shoot them out.
That could be his grab, maybe.
Yeah.
I also thought he could blow bubbles, going into the whole pink elephant on parade bit. Could blow bubbles, and maybe they hurt people, or maybe that puts people in a bubble. For his shield, he could be wrapped up in his ears as like his block. And also when he flies, he does a loop-de-loop at one point, and I thought that could be a cool little attack where it literally gets people sort of all around you.
Cool.
Those are my ideas.
That was a good moveset.
Thank you.
I was thinking more on like the drunk thing. I feel like that's quite a big part of the movie. Is there something in maybe like he gets drunk, just like chaos erupts somehow?
Oh, you just got an elephant walking around drunk.
Yeah, like maybe he like just like guzzles like some wine,
Not guzzles.
and then he just like rampage across the screen or something.
Work in progress. Work in
Good,
progress.
that's a good idea.
Let's have a
I'll
look.
just come up with that on the spot.
Let's have a little look
This
at.
guy's been planning it for months.
Oh, not wrecking me for planning a video. Let's have a look at his costumes. His standard will be his just like circus attire.
I mean,
his
he's
hat
got
with his little
he
frills.
wears clothes. I was like, that's just his skin, bro.
But also talking of skin, his second look will just be without the
Naked Dumbo.
which feels weird, but also he's an elephant. His third look I thought would be his parade look. His fourth look I thought would be his like baby clown look when he's been like tormented by the clowns and he's in the show.
If you haven't seen our movie reactions to Dumbo, check it out, guys.
I also thought for this look he could have the rattle in his hand instead of a hammer. It could like switch up. So he had a move that was a hammer.
Yeah.
He could use a rattle instead. Next we've got, it's a slightly different clown look. This is like his finale clown look when he's coming back to smite the people. But moving on to some that I made myself, we've given him a different hat. Whose hat is that?
Your favourite character?
Timothy Q. Mouse, baby. And also, I thought I'd give him the Ringmaster's hat and bib. You know, the bib that goes zzz.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cute idea.
I mean,
and
they kind of look the same at the moment. I'm not gonna lie to them.
but I didn't really want to change his whole colour because he's an elephant.
Yeah.
And there's certain characters in Smash, like Pichu, who literally just changed like hat,
Right.
goggles. So I thought that's what we'll do for this one. For the final look, I decided to go with a different colour scheme for this to reference the TV show he had in, I want to say the 80s or the 90s called Dumbo's Circus. It's pretty horrifying, but this is referencing that.
Ugh.
Yeah, like I said,
Is
pretty
that a
horrifying.
Is that a puppet?
No, it's like a person like in a costume.
Why?
I think it's the first TV show they actually made for the Disney Channel.
Oh, that's a shame.
And for his stage, I thought it could be his circus. So maybe we could have like a tightrope going on. Maybe there's a ball that you could walk on. Maybe if it's got that burning building at the side, like if you could climb up. Maybe it's different things. Maybe it's a trapeze. And maybe we see different characters like the Ringmaster, like the other elephants in the background of the stage. So for Dumbo's final smash, he could blow a bubble that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and turns into one of the pink elephants, and then they separate, and then the pink elephants are walking around the screen a little bit how like the ghosts from Pac-Man's final smash walk around the screen, and they're just like up here busting up the joint.
Okay. Yeah.
Loving the disappointed look in your eyes.
No, I was just thinking of a better idea.
Okay, go for it.
You know the bit in the pink elephants that you said is creepy when they have all the different colours and you're like, it's a Megazord?
Yeah, like the Power Ranger Megazord of elephants.
He should just create that. So maybe like he creates different elephants and then they morph together like a Megazord and then like storm the palace.
The palace! I've also just thought of another idea. You see when he's a clown and he's like a baby in the burning building, and then when the clowns hit him on the bum and he falls out and lands in a big splash. Maybe he could get his revenge and do that to someone else. Say you're Darkwing Duck, you're in the burning building, and then Dumbo smacks you on the
him.
bum and you fall out into the big splash, and maybe you then go flying off the screen.
Yeah, maybe. That's not a bad idea as well.
Let us know in the comments, which one's the best one? Also guys, just as a heads up, we're going to tell you lots of things to put in the comments. Just pick and choose which ones you want. Do you know what I mean?
Don't put everything.
We want you to put which characters from this game for the next
Stages.
game, stage, and just like pick and
pick
choose.
a fight.
Or do all of them. Love
Pick a
that.
move.
Introducing our world famous flying elephant.
So the next character doesn't actually have a slot on the roster.
What?
This game was the game.
What is going on?
So Super Smash Bros Brawl was the game that introduced Final Smashes. Samus's original Final Smash, she got that big thing.
Yeah. What's it now?
It's the same, but the way it used to end is all her armor would fall off to reveal Zero Suit Samus. So in future games, Zero Suit Samus gets her own slot, but in this one, because it's part of Samus's final smash, she doesn't actually get her own slot. But there's a little space down here that says random, which I'm gonna make our Zero Suit Samus slot. So for Zero Suit Samus, I was thinking maybe Rapunzel, she's got that sort of long blonde hair, but then in the comments, there was a lot of suggestions for one particular character, and I was a little bit against it at first, but the more I thought about it, the more it is the perfect fit for this character. So Zero Suit Samus, what does she represent? She doesn't have a suit of armor, but she is in her like slinky little cat suit. She's got all gadgets coming out, gymnastics. I decided to go with Kim Possible.
What?
Why is that a big shock?
I didn't think you were using TV people.
The rules are out the window! Did I say I wasn't using TV, people?
I think so.
Kim Possible's moveset. She's very acrobatic. So like backflips, kick, kick, kick.
Kick, kick.
She's got her hairdryer grappling hook gun. So Zero Suit Samus' side B, it's like when she shoots, like this thing comes out. It's like a little like laser whip kind of thing. So her grappling hook, rather than hooking onto things, it could be like a little kind of thing. She's got a gun that like can fire missiles. I've seen this clip where she's like hanging off a ledge and then she like hits someone or like grabs someone, and I thought most characters when they're hanging off a ledge
can't do anything.
Can't do anything. Maybe because she's just like sick. She could be hanging off the edge and still be like,
just with her hand.
You're just like, you hit people in it. Maybe drag them up, I don't know.
With a leg or something.
Sleeping gas.
You're really getting up with the gases and the grip hooks and the...
It's a shame Darkwing Duck and Kim Possible are so close together because they're both kind of gadgety type characters.
Yeah.
She also uses her communicator quite a lot, and I was thinking, how could that be used? Maybe it could be a taunt. You know when you like use taunts in the game?
No one ever uses the taunts.
Oh. I do. In the TV show, she uses her communicator to speak to Wade, who like stays at home, and maybe her taunt, she could use her communicator and he pops up on the screen and he could like say something about who she's fighting. Kind of like how Solid Snake, when you use his taunt, he speaks to someone and they have different conversations about different characters, or Pit's also got something like that as well.
And nothing, that's not a move.
No, but it's just cool, isn't it? Like Easter eggs. She's also got a parachute she could come in with. Also, she uses rocket skates at one point, literal rockets on her skates, and I thought that could be like her like side B. Oh, I've already got a side B. It could be one of her moves and she like just rockets into someone. Acrobatic gymnasts.
Yeah.
It's a cool character. Let's have a look at her costumes. Now, Kim Possible.
Impossible. I can't not do that. She's got a cool outfit though.
So we've got her classic look.
How old is she meant to be?
She's a teenager. She goes to school.
She looks like she'd be a mum there.
But what's cool about her is she actually ages like through the series.
Really?
Yeah. So she ends up like getting a job and stuff like that. This is her new mission look. So they updated her mission look from that first from this one. This is her just regular everyday outfit.
Come on, dancer, hip hop vibes, 90s music video.
We've got her cheerleader look.
Whoa.
We've got her battle suit.
That's a cool vibe.
Tell me this isn't Zero Suit Samus.
That is Samus.
Come on.
That is.
For number 6, I've gone with this cheeky little number.
I like the colours. Whoa.
This is referencing one of... I kind of feel like Kim Possible's also a little bit similar to Snake, and Snake has like a leopard print costume. So when I saw this, I thought, I want to stick it in the game to reference that. Okay, number 7. Her main villain is called Shigo and wears this kind of outfit. So I've put Kim Possible.
Shigo.
Are you proud of that? So I've dressed her up as Shigo, and for the final look, her best friend is called Ron.
Yes.
And you know the guy with the little naked mole rat?
I never watched it.
But there's this thing where he would lose his pants all the time. Pants is in trousers. American school trousers, pants.
Thank you.
And so I thought her final costume could be dressed up as Ron.
Oh, so she just pulls her pants down?
No, they're always down. Imagine that's not by her ankles. So she's dressed as Ron with no pants. I thought it'd be funny. Good, you're laughing.
So the pants aren't there?
No.
So she's not walking around with her feet stuck?
No.
Okay.
This is the picture I found. Well, I stuck her face on his picture. So those are her costumes.
Yeah, they're good.
Great.
They're good. She could change her hair a bit.
She could change her mind.
She could change.
Let's go to her stage. Her stage is set in her high school.
Okay.
It's like by the entrance, we've got some steps going up, we've got some lockers either side. There's lots of cool places we could go, but I thought this is a location that's kind of always in there. And when else are we going to get a school as a stage? So Final Smash is called the Centurion Project. Basically, she gets all this armor on. It's like she's like a Terminator type thing. She's got missiles coming out. It's like, it's a whole vibe. I can't bother to explain it. I'll just put a video clip in.
Okay.
Did you like the Final Smash?
Yeah, that's great.
That was Kim Possible.
I don't hate it. I see why you chose it. I see why the people chose it. But
it's all about what goes with the characters.
It's not my favourite. Let's just say that.
Cool, well, we've got loads more to come.
Let's go.
Now, Kim Possible.
Impossible. I can't not do that.
Impossible. Impossible.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Kim Possible. Our next character we've got is the greedy, money-hungry Wario.
Money hungry?
Oh, do you not know that about Wario?
No.
Oh, like in his games, it's all about collecting all the coins, and there's his cover of his GameCube game was like him just in a pile of money.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Some people in the comments suggested how Mario is to Wario is like the inverted version of it, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he's like the evil version of Mario. You just flip the M upside
Never
down.
clocked that.
And that's why Waluigi is called Waluigi, because he's like the Wario to Mario, the Waluigi to Luigi. You never knew that. And it's their symbols just turn the other way.
Oh, I don't know that.
Because you're an observant human being in planet Earth. So with that in mind, people went with the evil version of Mickey Mouse, saying Mortimer Mouse. But to me, I don't think he's quite iconic enough to get a slot on the roster, even though that is a good way of thinking.
Oh my gosh. Look at her butt.
Another cool idea I thought was visually looking at Wario, it could be Stromboli from Pinocchio.
Yeah, okay. Bit taller, but yeah.
But again, I've not gone with that. I've gone with more the money-hungry side of Wario. I have gone with the one and only Scrooge McDuck.
Ah.
We've got another duck in the game!
Are we not ducked out?
A little bit,
Yeah.
but it was so perfect. Like, their characters do gel quite well.
Maybe they should make a duck game.
Just a duck fighting game.
Duck fighting game. There's clearly a franchise for it.
So one of Scrooge McDuck's most famous outings was in DuckTales, but also he had an NES game. And in that game, he used his walking stick, almost like a pogo stick, and to like bash on enemies and jump on them. So he's gonna have his stick to like bash into people's heads.
Okay, great.
He could also whack it like a sword, perhaps, but like hit people with his stick. I've got a lot of stick-based moves here.
Okay.
He could like hook things with it. Also, when he's hanging off a ledge, he won't hold the ledge.
Ooh.
He'll use his stick.
Okay.
And then I came up with a move that I'm calling 1-2 dime. This is one of my favourite moves. He's gonna throw a coin at a character, and then it hits them, and while it's still in the air, he's gonna get his stick, zoom to it, and catch the coin with his stick. So it's giving it a 1, 2, so that's 1 whack, 2 whack, and then grab it, dime, 1, 2, dime.
Wait.
So he's gonna throw the
the
coin,
coin.
and with his walking stick, he's gonna grab the coin.
Hit and grab. Mm-hmm. And then what's the third one?
Oh, he just catches it and put it back in his pocket.
How about if he has money bags? Throws the bags.
And then
So
goes
he
and
can
collects
collect
them. Yeah, maybe.
Unless their bags are on wire.
On fishing hooks, he throws the bag and then goes, yeah, maybe, that could work.
He's a fisherman?
Well, he is Scottish, and obviously being Scottish, he plays the bagpipes. So in the same way as Wario farts and like all gas comes out, he's gonna play the bagpipes and go, and
Nice. How about the bike situation?
I'm pleased you brought up the bike situation. That's one of Wario's most iconic moves. We're gonna give Scrooge McDuck a wheelbarrow full of money, and he's gonna go boom.
Okay, I like it.
One of the most memorable roles Scrooge McDuck has had is in Mickey's A Christmas Carol, and there's a scene where he gets the Christmas wreath and shoves it on their head, and I thought he could wreath people,
Or maybe he puts it all the way down to the ground.
and
They get stuck.
they walk around like they can only punch for a bit. That's kind of funny. I like that. And my final move is obviously the opening of DuckTales. He's diving into that big money vault. I thought he could maybe dive like into the ground of the stage and like coins splutter out like
And
he's
the
diving into
coins hit
money.
people
And also he hits people as he dives down,
Yeah.
and then he shoots up. And if you were like,
in his path.
so it's another like hit coins up.
And the coins cause damage as well.
Sure.
Yeah, they should.
Okay, Scrooge McDuck. That's his regular outfit. I said regular twice then, that's how regular it was. This is his first ever appearance in 1947. He was actually first appeared in one of the comics, and he was only meant to be just a one-off character for like one comic, and people liked him so much and they decided to use him again and again. So the third costume, we've got this Christmas Carol red.
That's a big old book, that.
Number 4 is again from the Christmas Carol, but like his nighttime blue look.
Ooh.
Shifty. Number 5, I thought we'd get his swimsuit.
That's a cool outfit.
Number 6, I thought we'd represent Scotland with his kilt.
Do you reckon he's proper Scotsman? Do you reckon he's wearing underpants?
Well, Donald Duck doesn't wear underpants even when he's just out and about with no trousers on, so I'm going to say he's probably a real Scotsman.
Oh, crowds keep on winning.
How did that one get in there?
Private stash.
Number 7, I thought he could wear this jacket to represent Ludwig von Drake.
I don't
So this
like-
isn't actually Scrooge McDuck. This is another character. He's like a scientist. He like talks about colors and stuff. But
what?
Just from like Mickey Mouse shorts. But I really like this character. So, but he's not big enough to ever get in the game. So I thought we could represent him with a costume. And he kind of looks like Scrooge McDuck, right? His final costume is based on his current DuckTales look, which is red rather than the old one, which was blue. For his stage, we're going back into his vault. We've got on one side a big diving board that you can jump off. The rest of the stage is just the coins. But I thought what could be interesting is every time you open the stage, the wave pattern will just be slightly different. So it's like a slightly different stage each time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like a big hill on the left and then it dips down and then up. Or maybe it's kind of more flat. Or maybe it's like a big spike in the middle. Who knows? And for Scrooge McDuck's final smash, he's going to open up his big money vault and a whole wave of money comes and he's just like swimming on top of it. Comes across the screen and everyone gets pounded by little metal discs known as coins. And that is Scrooge McDuck. What are you saying, bruh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The bagpipe thing was quite cool.
Okay.
And I like the money stuff. That was cool. I'm over the ducks, though. We need to move on from ducks.
And a bah humbug to you.
Wait, Ed, our latest Disney Smash Bros video's got over 200,000 views. Do you think someone would actually sponsor our next video?
Say no more.
3 days later.
You got us a sponsor yet?
Not yet.
3 weeks later.
Can we just post the video now? People are asking for it. They're dying for it.
I've sent emails to over 1,000 companies. One will respond. Any moment now.
6 months later.
Ed, we just had a comment saying someone's gonna Falcon punch us in the Gingangoolies if we don't get the next Disney Smash Bros video up.
Why won't anyone sponsor us?
Ding!
I've had a great idea.
Introducing Ko-fi, a fun new destination for supporting and connecting with your favorite creators.
Whoa!
On Ko-fi, you can find totally tubular YouTubers like these guys
I love those guys.
and join them on their most radical journey.
Computers are cool.
Do you want extra content? Then you can join them on a membership tier.
Booyah!
Just want to show your appreciation? Then give a one-off donation to their virtual tip jar.
Excellent.
Join Edis and Ben on Ko-fi now, and all of your dreams will come true. Terms and conditions apply. Dreams most definitely won't come true.
Well, that was a thing.
So, in case you couldn't tell, we started a Ko-fi page, which is basically like Patreon. Everyone's had a Patreon, but we thought this was good because, yeah, you could become a member, but also, if you just watched one video of ours and you liked it, you should give a little tip.
With your support on Ko-fi, we can hopefully bring content out at a quicker rate because then we ain't worry about monies too much. But if not, don't worry about it. Just like the video, share with your friends.
YOLO, who cares if we eat? Do you know what I mean?
But imagine if every single person gave us $1 or £1 from the last video.
Bro, nearly 250,000 people watched that.
I know, crazy.
That's like a house. Like,
You know. Thanks for the support, and hopefully we see you on our Ko-fi page.
back to Smash Bros. Are you enjoying Smash Bros? Our next character is Snake. I feel like people have been waiting for this.
Is it a Pixar character?
So in the previous video, I said how the first 2 Smash Bros games only had first-party characters, meaning characters made by Nintendo. And it wasn't until this next game, Brawl, that we had third-party characters, meaning Sonic and Snake, who are made by Konami and Sega. And then Nintendo brought them in for the game. And so I made the comment that we'll only have Disney characters, and then once our third party comes in, then we can start looking at Pixar. However, some people in the comments schooled me a little bit, very politely, about second party characters, which I'll be honest, I've never seen anyone on any Smash videos on YouTube talk about. I've only ever thought about first party and third party, and like an idiot, I've never thought about
Where's the second party?
where's the second party? Why was I not invited to that? So basically, second party is talking about characters that were not necessarily created by Nintendo, but Nintendo do own. For example, Pokemon are made by a company called Game Freak, but they've always been published by Nintendo. And Pokemon have been in since the first game, in a similar way to how Pixar is a separate company, but has always been distributed by Disney.
Right.
Now, once I read those comments and did a little bit of research myself, I then came to the conclusion that perhaps Pixar should have been in it since the beginning, under my own rules that I came up with.
Yeah.
And then third party, what would that be? That would be things that are not even inside Disney.
Like
it would
Marvel.
be not even that. It would be like Looney Tunes characters or something like that. And then I started thinking, what do I, Ben, Disney fan, wants this game to be? So from here on out, I'm not really paying too much attention to third party or second party. Basically, if it's Disney or Pixar, because I now feel bad for Pixar that I haven't included them from the beginning, they can be in as any character. Those are the rules! And let's see if I change my mind again based on what people say in the comments.
Wait. So, are you saying that you should have put Pixar in from the beginning?
The rules I put in place to begin with was all these characters are only first party characters. They weren't. Some were second party. So with that in mind, by my own rules, Pixar should have been in there from the beginning. So to make up for it, we're going to have a little bit of a Pixar invasion in this game, but only a little bit because obviously I'm mainly a Disney
I was going to
hardcore
say, but
lover.
also like it's done now. Like you can't change the past video.
Well, exactly, as Disney always says, keep moving forwards.
All right then. So the next character is clearly a Pixar character.
Funny you say that. So, my one of the things that is interesting about Snake is that he is obviously a third-party character, but I think the reason he was most surprising to get into Smash is up to this point we've had some very family-friendly characters, and then we get a character from Metal Gear Solid whose moveset includes guns and grenades and like rocket launchers, and I think that was potentially
Snipers.
the most interesting thing about Snake. So it's from a movie released by Touchstone Pictures, which has always been under the umbrella of Disney, something that I think was maybe aimed a little bit more adult compared to what we've had so far. I've gone with Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Because he's a bit darker. Okay. But his moveset is not at all like Snake's. He doesn't carry grenades, he doesn't have a gun, he doesn't have little tracking devices that he puts down on the floor to explode.
So, Jack's first move, I've got a pumpkin bomb.
Okay.
So he's got a pumpkin bomb, which it's like a pumpkin and it explodes.
It's a bomb.
It's a bomb. It's self-explanatory.
Right.
The next one I've got is a gift. Obviously, their whole thing is they're trying to make Christmas. It's a gift, but actually it's like a mine. So he lays a gift and then it explodes. Because obviously when they're making Christmas, they have so many gifts with like traps in them kind of thing.
Obviously.
I don't know if you know this about Jack Skellington. He's really tall and a little bit lanky.
He's really tall.
So his actual reach is just quite long.
Right.
Like his punching.
Can he
kicks.
actually stretch?
He can't stretch.
What's he made out of?
A skeleton.
He's a skeleton. So he was actually a person.
What's his backstory?
Yeah. That would be a cool movie.
There's a clip where they're making Christmas and one of the toys they're making is like a Jack-in-the-Box. And so I thought, also his name's Jack. He could have one of those Jack-in-the-Boxes and it goes pfft and like hits people.
Okay.
Another one is Sally uses frog's breath in like her potion. He could have frog's breath that comes out and I thought he could maybe just slow people down like as they walk through it or something.
Or, what do frogs do?
Ribbit.
They hop.
They hop.
So maybe everyone just starts hopping.
Everyone.
Everyone hop and set off the levels.
So just one of his normal moves sends people off the
Just
stage.
no, just like they're like boop. They're just uncontrollably hopping.
Uncontrollably hopping. You sometimes come up with suggestions and I think, do you know how frustrating that would be to play?
That's
if
great.
If I frog's breathed you, you'd start shouting at me.
Yeah, I'll be like hopping, but
You would not be like
That
that.
frog's breath got me good.
You'd get rage,
Yeah,
bro.
but that's the point of the game, isn't it?
Whereas mine is like it just slows you down a little bit, keeps the game going.
Nah, just hopping over people.
Here's another one of Edis's terrible suggestions. Oh, and I thought a good move would be he could take off his head to recite Shakespearean quotations and throw it at someone. So we've got Jack Skellington's classic costume right here. For his second costume, I thought he could be dressed as Sandy Claus, obviously to reference Nightmare Before Christmas, but also, obviously in the movie, he goes through the tree that has a Christmas tree on it to find out all about Christmas.
It goes through the tree that has a Christmas tree on it.
Yes. That is, I don't need to clarify anymore, that is literally what happens. Then there's a whole bunch of other trees in this little clearing that all represent different holidays. And I thought to myself, but what if Jack had gone through one of the other doors, what would he have looked like? So I tried to create a few costumes. So this next one is Easter Jack.
Okay.
So I made him yellow with little pink bunny ears. The next one is Thanksgiving Jack. I don't know much about Thanksgiving being British, so I just made him brown and put a Thanksgiving hat on him, question mark. Next, we've got Valentine's Jack.
Through his head.
Well, he's dead, isn't he?
You could have.
So it's like a touch of Halloween still.
No, I like it. I like it.
The next one I've got is St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, all the holidays.
I was trying to go for them all. I also thought, you see, he's got pumpkin bombs. I thought maybe for each holiday it could be something a little bit different.
Nice.
For example, Easter, it could be like an Easter egg he throws at people. For Valentine's Day, maybe it's a heart or a box of chocolates. For St. Patrick's Day, it could be a barrel of Guinness. And for Thanksgiving, it could be
It's a turkey.
a turkey just explodes, just to represent the cruelty
Oh, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Thanksgiving that we will celebrate by putting a carcass of a dead animal on our table.
Yay.
For his seventh costume, I thought we'd do the Pumpkin King to represent what he does in the intro of the movie. And for the eighth one, I thought we'll reference his cameo in another movie directed by Henry Selick, James and the Giant Peach. He's seen in the background being a pirate.
He's in James. Is there a movie? James and Giant Peach?
Yeah,
Oh, I've never seen it.
interesting.
It's not Disney.
Yes, it is.
James and the Giant Peach is Disney. Mm-hmm. I was in that as a kid.
Not the movie.
I was in the movie.
I didn't realise there was a movie. I was in it. What was you in then?
The Church of Theatre.
So for a stage, it's called Spiral Hill. It's set in the graveyard. We've got the hill that's like a spiral, and I thought while you find on it, sometimes it could open up, and then sometimes it could close. Whoa!
What?
So Final Smash, I've got a couple of ideas that either myself or I've seen in the comments. So the first idea is that he would ride Santa Claus's sleigh across the stage with his skeleton reindeer, and he could be throwing gifts onto the stage, and obviously out the gifts come like monsters and things like that.
Monsters?
Just like in the movie, bro.
I don't remember.
Or my other idea is, there's this clip from the movie where he makes an electric chair out of Christmas tree lights. In the movie, no one's actually sat in it, he's just created it, and he's like, oh.
Right.
And I thought maybe as a short little cutscene Final Smash, a character's sat in the electric chair and he goes like that, and he goes zzz.
What happens if there's multiple characters?
Multiple chairs,
Multiple chairs.
baby. Which one would you want?
I like the look of the
sleigh.
Yeah. I don't know these characters we've done today enough to be able to put too much input in.
Okay. Oh, I look forward to more input in the future then.
Well, hopefully, I can give a bit more ideas, my good ideas, you know.
And as we're going along, obviously let us know in the comments what you think of my choices, who you would have picked instead, and just how your day's going. Like, are you well?
Welcome to the channel.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Next character!
And since I am dead, I can take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotations.
Okay, time for our next character. Ike, he's a heavyweight swordsman.
He can't jump. His up B is terrible.
Who do you think I went for?
Someone who can't jump.
That wasn't my main thought process. I was thinking he's a sword wielder. He's also stronger than all the other Fire Emblem characters, all the other sword wielders.
Do I like this person?
Yes!
Someone who has a sword.
Yes.
Hercules.
I went with Hercules, baby!
Honey, you mean Huncules.
God.
Demigod. So obviously he's got his sword that he used to chop off Hydra's head in the movie. So in Smash Bros, he's going to use that to like attack people.
Right.
Hiya, hiya.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're not going to actually cut off people's heads.
Different game.
Oh, maybe we should do what if Disney
Kombat.
made Mortal Kombat. But also, he only uses his sword in certain parts of the movie. So maybe B, you can swap between your main attacks being with the sword or your main attacks being with your fists.
Right. Is he right-handed?
I
Can you
am.
not use the sword and the fist at the same time?
Oh, I see your point. I thought it was an interesting move. He can also kick, he can slap at certain points in the movies, he can throw daggers. Think about that.
Slap?
Yeah.
What do you mean slap?
Do you remember that scene in the movie where Phil is training him? He like throws daggers. He also like curves a dagger around and throws it like a boomerang, and it comes back to him over some boomerang sword. There's also that part where he says, "Use your head," and he goes into that like centaur monster. I've got a move called Sudden Death. So it's where, you know, when he's being like held against the wall by the Hydra, and then he smashes the wall and all the rocks fall down on the Hydra. It's how he defeats the Hydra. I can't remember. Hydra. Hail Hydra. So I thought basically he could punch the floor and a rock falls on someone.
One singular rock.
One singular rock. Also, Pegasus. Maybe it's his up B, maybe
that's his finishing move.
when he says up B, Pegasus like swoops in and then keeps flying off
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
cool. I like that. In the PS1 game, you used to like jump around on those like poles to like get across the set.
Oh, okay.
But then maybe that's on his level only or something.
Oh, interesting. No, that could be in his moveset. Time for some costumes for Hercules. We've got his standard like gladiatorial garb.
Looks massive there.
Hunch. So his second costume is him as a teenager with his weird swirly nipple out.
Some big old calves he's got there.
He doesn't skip leg day apparently. His third look, I thought he could have his lion mane on when he's being painted. Also,
Isn't that Scar?
representation for Dead Scar. Moving on. His fourth look, I thought he could just have his god glow on him, like when he finally gets to Mount Olympus.
Maybe that should be part of like he builds up a bar, he gets like half god energy.
Oh, that could be part of his moveset maybe.
Yeah.
And then for his final four costumes, I've referenced some characters from the movies. So I've gone with... Who are we referencing? Gone with Megara.
Hades.
Pegasus.
Oh.
Then I've gone with two characters from the TV show. Did you ever watch the TV show?
No.
Don't know why I asked you. Of course you didn't. So I've gone with Icarus
Who's that?
and Cassandra. For his stage, I've got two ideas. Either a Colosseum, like an Olympic Colosseum. If you've played Kingdom Hearts, pretty much every single Kingdom Hearts game has a Hercules Olympic Colosseum. Or Mount Olympus with the clouds and the swooshing. And the gods in the background having just like a little cocktail party while they're watching the mortals fight for them. Maybe Zeus can like throw a lightning bolt down every now and again. Maybe you could like destroy part of it and it like goes down and then clouds back up. You know, like in Mount Olympus in the movie, if like something hits into a pillar, because it's made of cloud, it gets destroyed and then it like...
Yeah.
While we're on this stage select screen, can I just draw your attention to these little icons at the top here? They're pretty cool, right? I didn't make these myself, I should make that clear. So when I was doing my research for this video, I was looking online, I was just hanging out on Reddit as you do.
You never got on Reddit.
And I found this.
YouTubers Edis and Ben made a cool Disney Smash Bros concept. So I made stock icons for all of their selections so far.
How cool is that?
That's cute, I like that. Well done, whoever's...
So thank you, Purple Pito. Pito?
Who?
Pitu? So there you go. If you want to make some like fan art for the game, it's becoming a much more collaborative
experience.
Yeah,
Really?
I like it. And then for Hercules' final smash, when he's destroying the Titans, he literally picks up the big tornado Titan and he like spins it round like this, sucks everything up, and then just fires it off into the distance.
Yeah, that works.
That could be a sick final smash.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's the character of Hercules. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's good. I don't know if I would have put him as Ike, but yeah, I'm good.
Okay, on to the next character. This character is the one I am most excited about.
Because
I think it's a genius idea.
Well, thanks for everything, Herc. It's been a real slice.
We're talking about the Pokémon Trainer.
Ooh.
First of all, when this character was announced for Smash, I was so hyped.
Yeah.
I just think it's such a cool concept for a character, especially referencing the original game, which obviously I loved Pokemon, and the fact that it represents the starter Pokemon, but one from each evolution, and the fact that it's a Pokemon trainer choosing different Pokemon to come out. I think it's one of the best representations of the actual game source.
Yeah.
But we've got a conundrum. We've got 3 characters kind of being controlled by one character. So my first idea originally was 3 characters, they're all different colours. I thought the 3 fairies from Sleeping Beauty.
Okay.
So Flora, Fauna and Merryweather, and then Sleeping Beauty could be in the back, being the Pokemon Trainer kind of character.
Yeah, right.
I saw a cool concept that someone put in the suggestions for like an Inside Out character, where it's sadness, joy and anger representing the different characters. I thought that was a cute idea.
Yeah.
And then Riley in the background.
Yeah.
I saw someone else suggest the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus.
That's cool.
That's a cool idea.
That's a cool idea. But who would control them?
The cat in the
Thanks,
back of the
cat.
book, maybe. But the most popular suggestion is Huey, Dewey, and Louie. But I'm sure you'll agree with me that I think we have enough duck representation. But for me, okay, they've got slightly different personalities, but it's not like water, grass, fire, completely different. So introducing my genius idea, I've gone with the Madrigals from Encanto.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
So Mirabelle is going to be representing the Pokemon Trainer at the back. In the movie, it's all about her actual power is supporting her family who have the powers.
Yeah.
So in place of Squirtle, we've got Antonio, the littlest one from the family. And then replacing Ivysaur, we've got Isabella. And then replacing Charizard, the strong character, we've got Louisa.
Yeah.
Isabella with the leaves and the grass and the flowers.
Yeah, I got
for
it.
Ivysaur.
Yeah.
This is a sick idea, right?
It is good, yeah.
Come on, give me more.
I was thinking like the flame of the house, Charizard, could be something to do with the candle of the house.
Wait, let me get this straight. You want to replace Charizard
With a flame!
with a candle.
Mirabelle can hold the candle
Right.
and blow flames.
Cool. I'm going to start talking about their movesets now because I ain't got time for this.
Antonio gets his gift today.
So for Antonio, he's going to be using all the animals around him.
Yeah.
So I picked a few animals that could be like his main moveset. So his Jaguar, first of all, that he could ride and like bash into people and also slash people with.
So that means he's on the screen and the animals are on the screen and Mirabelle. There's a lot going on there.
So his Toucan can pick him up, fly. He can also peck people. He's like, it's got a bird, not afraid to use it. And also, I thought maybe the birds can fly over and drop fragments of the prophecy on people. And maybe like the rats can like collect them. I don't know.
Out of all the animals in the jungle, you've picked the toucan to fight with.
It's not about all the animals in the jungle. It's about which ones is he most connected to in the movie.
Right.
I'm always looking at the source material, Eddies.
You could have had a gorilla.
When do you see a gorilla in Encanto?
I'm sure when you're in his room, there's probably other animals.
He could also use his capybara. Capybara? I don't know how to say it.
What is that?
You know those big like wombat-looking creatures? You're gonna say, what's a wombat? Mm-hmm. You know those kind of like bear-looking pig things? Capybara. In the movie, the capybara kind of just sits there and does nothing. So I thought he could just sit there and block. And the final one we could use is the hummingbirds. They can spin round him and it's like a little like spin attack kind of thing.
Okay. Just a lot of birds. I feel like he's got the control of the whole like jungle animals and he's just picking up birds and a shield.
One is a jaguar.
Yeah, that was the first one. You could have had snakes.
To be fair, you do see snakes. I just didn't...
It's a really good idea.
Moving on.
Almost there. I got it. Isabella!
Talking about Isabella's moves now. So she's got her Vine Swing, Vine Block, Vine Tug. She can like tug people. Also, she can sprout flowers and cactuses out of the ground. Right. And I thought maybe the higher her percentage, the bigger the cactus will be. So when she's on like 0%, it's a little flower and you're like, ow. But then if she's on like 150%, it's gonna be a big up cactus, like pricking people up the butt.
Okay.
We've also got a Vine Jump. We've got a flower shoot, shoots out flowers. We've got her Vine Slide when she's sliding around like Tarzan on the vines.
Okay.
And we've also got a pollen cloud. You know, in the end of her song, when all the colours are going everywhere. I don't know what effect it has on people, but it gets back
What
onto
happens if she can like tie people down and then like beat them up?
Or with her fists.
Yeah.
In my mind, she's not using her fists, bro. She's literally just using her flower powers.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
Lisa, the donkeys got out again.
On it.
Now on to Louisa's moves. So, first of all, strong punches and kicks.
Wow. Didn't see that coming.
Donkeys. Donkeys are an integral part of the movie. I thought she could pick up multiple donkeys and drop them on people. And the more donkeys she picks up, the slower she'll be moving around the stage. But obviously the more she's got to like dump on people, because obviously she's literally just like hoiking donkeys up, chucking them.
Okay, animal cruelty.
I think they don't mind, to be honest. She's got a hip bump.
In the song, and the dance.
Yeah.
Okay. What's her up and B?
I've written Giza Jump. So in her movie, she's like jumping on those hot water springs that shoot up.
Oh, yeah.
Floor lift, so she can lift up part of the floor. Leg roll. Oh! At the end of her song, she's literally balancing the whole house on her legs and spin it round, and I thought she could grab people and literally spin them round on her leg.
So she like kicks people and then she kicks them off the stage, or she kicks them into another character.
Also, if Louise is in the game, she can finally fight Hercules.
Wow.
We've got them both in the game. So I thought I'd base each costume on a different character from the family. So the first costume we've got is Camillo. So they all have his like yellow, I think it's called a Ruana. Their next costume is referencing Dolores.
Yeah.
And I thought they'd each have a bow, and he's got a little bow tie rather than sticking his hair, because you know, gender norms.
Are they going to be in red as well?
Right, yeah, so imagine all of them have got like red bottoms, yellow tops, but it was getting very time consuming. The next one is Abuela.
You gave her grey hair.
Yeah, again, imagine they've all got grey hair and they've all got that colour. Then the next character we've got, who do you reckon I've gone for?
Bruno.
He couldn't have said that any more excitedly. We've got Bruno. And I've actually replaced one of his animals with a rat there. Just for
continuity.
Yeah. The next character we've gone, she controls the weather. We got Peppa. Then we've got Julieta, or Julieta, Mirabelle's mum. And then for the final one, I thought, okay, we've now done all of the characters in the family that have powers. The only family members that are left are the two dads that married into the family. Which one am I going to choose for the last one? Neither. I went with the donkeys. They each get ears and a tail. Donkeys!
So dumb.
Thank you.
The donkeys got out again.
The donkeys got out again. Now for their stage, there could be only one place. It's their casita.
The house.
The house. And I was thinking, do we go inside the house where like, there's the balcony and stuff, or do we go outside? And I think maybe outside, but the house is obviously moving, so maybe certain areas are sometimes acting like a little treadmill, that maybe other parts like the roof tiles like ripple and like move people around. Maybe like a ladder could come down and then you go up the ladder, maybe bits could be shut off. I was also thinking that the house, maybe as you're fighting, could potentially get destroyed, just like it does in the movie, and like the candle could like go out and then it all gets like rebuilt and then you start fighting on it again. It's an idea. I don't know. And for the final smash, I've decided to go similar with like the triple finish with the Pokémon Trainer. I've gone with a move that I'm calling Family Madrigal. The whole family gets involved.
The whole family.
So we've got a storm brewing from Peppa.
Damn.
We've got vines coming from Isabella. We've got rocks from Louisa. We've got the whole animal kingdom being chucked at people. And then we've got their mum who makes food appear all over the stage.
What is her power?
Food heals people.
Ah, yeah.
So then once the final smash
Pops out,
is
everyone
finished,
can eat
all the
food.
food has gone round, so then it's a mad rush to eat all the food to
Get the
heal
life
you.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my favourite idea in the whole game.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. I don't know who else you'd pick that fits that. Well done.
Lisa, the donkeys got out again.
Moving on to the next character, we've got Diddy Kong.
Who's our Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong is Wreck-It Ralph, and that guided most people's suggestions in the comments. Either Fix-It Felix, but more commonly Vanellope.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Would you be happy with that?
No.
Why not?
Because I like Diddy Kong, and I don't like Vanellope or Fix-It Felix. Have you picked them?
No, I haven't, because I want to represent as many different aspects of Disney as possible, and I think a film like Wreck-It Ralph, to me, does not deserve more than one character.
Nah.
It's from the movie Lion King.
Ah, Rafiki.
I've gone with Rafiki.
Okay.
I feel reservations.
Yeah, I just don't feel like he... When I look at Diddy Kong, I don't think Rafiki.
Why?
Because I feel like Rafiki's quite a big character and he's quite strong. I feel like Diddy Kong's just like a little bit ratty and a bit like... Got his like little backpack and he's like... Pew, pew.
Rafiki is giving me pure monkey vibes.
Okay. I mean, he's literally a monkey.
Not all of these characters in the game do we actually get to see fight in their movies. Rafiki, we get to see fights. So first of all, he's just sick at kung fu.
Does he actually fight in the movie?
Yeah, there's a whole bit when the hyenas come in and he's like,
But he doesn't actually fight them, does he? right.
He literally does that.
Oh, okay.
He's the Jackie Chan of the savannah. We've got his stick that's got like the coconuts on the end that he can whack people with.
What is that for?
He needs it to like walk around.
Because he's old.
Because he's old. Unless he's doing kung fu.
Is it kung fu? Does he say, I'm going to do some kung fu? Why do you keep saying kung fu?
How would you describe it? Martial arts?
Yeah, martial arts.
Okay, I apologise to the kung fu community. From now on, I'll call it martial arts.
Could be.
When he's christening Simba, he gets some sand and like sprinkles it over him, so he clearly likes sand. I thought he could throw sand in people's eyes. They're like, ah! what's happening?
And then attack them.
And then attack them, of course. Again, at the christening of Simba, he cracks a coconut and uses that to be like,
that
Simba.
coconut?
Some sort of like fruit from the jungle, I don't know.
It's red.
But maybe he could crack his coconuts on people's heads, maybe he could throw them at people.
Yeah.
That could be a move.
Yeah. He's got endless supply of coconuts.
This is one of my favourite moves. When he grabs people, he holds them up like he holds Simba.
Off the edge of the stage.
Well, if you're stood at the edge of the stage, then yeah, sure.
Okay.
But I just thought, just visually, the fact he could pick up anyone from Pinocchio to Wreck-It Ralph, I thought it'd be funny. In Timon and Pumbaa the series, magic comes out of like his stick. So I thought maybe we could reference that. I don't know how canon it is because it's not in the movies, but it's in the TV show, so maybe we could do that. There's that scene in the movie where he's using a turtle shell to make his potions and lotions. So I thought he could maybe either slide on that or slide it into people. That thumb swipe he does to Simba, I was thinking maybe he could do that to people and it like damages them a little bit as they go away in a similar way to like the lipstick flower. When you hit people with that, they grow a flower and they get damaged.
Right.
I also thought there's a bit where he's in the jungle with Simba and he's meditating and he's like, correction, I know your father. And then maybe he could...
It's like your Rafiki accent.
That was my Rafiki.
You knew my father?
Correction, I know your father.
And I was thinking maybe if you wanted to, you could meditate and you could slowly get your health back. But obviously you're open to be like attacked.
Yeah, that's cool.
Last thing for Rafiki is that he could just jump really high because obviously he's a baboon. He can like...
Right.
Big jumps. Rafiki's costumes, I've got each one a colour swap to represent a different character from
The Lion King.
You see a pattern emerging. Guess the character. Who's that Lion King character?
Simba?
Correct.
Scar?
Lovely. Next one.
You gotta give him a scar there, bro. Okay. Zazu?
Yeah, baby. What's next? Ooh, I don't know if you'll get this one.
Is it Eddie?
It's representing all of the...
Hyenas.
Yeah, and it's Ed. Now for this next one, I've gone a little bit different. Who's this character?
Simba from the Lion King musical.
Close, it's Mufasa.
Mufasa, sorry.
But I thought we'd represent Broadway, and we'll keep doing that a little bit. I thought we'd get a look that's literally like Rafiki on Broadway.
Nice.
And then for the final costume, I've gone live action.
You joking?
No.
You hate live action?
Well, whether I like it or not, it's a part of Disney history, and this is what this is representing, I guess. Stage. There was only one I went with. Pride Rock. But I thought the cool thing about Pride Rock is obviously it's kind of a slope up, and then it's a bit of a drop here. And so you can fall down there, but it's just hard to sort of like get back up kind of thing. But the cool aspect of this one is the weather.
The weather? Very peculiar.
So I thought obviously it's mostly sunny, but then when it gets really hot, it starts drying out, and then a thunderbolt! Lightning strikes, it sets on fire, then it rains, and then it grows again and becomes sunny. And I thought that could just be very visually appealing. Pride Rock. And then for his final smash, you're gonna like this one. I've named it Upendi.
Come on, Lion King 2. That's good.
You know the final smash is that like a little cutscene?
Yeah.
So the characters he catches in his final smash, he gets them on a leaf and then they're all happy and then they're like, ah, and he pushes them off the waterfall and he's at the top like, ha ha ha, I'm Rafiki.
Okay, I like that. That is an underrated movie, Lion King 2.
100%. And that's Rafiki.
Yeah, nice.
Good character?
Good character.
Do you think people are going to be happy that I went with that rather than another character from Wreck-It Ralph?
I think it's going to cause a bit of a storm in the comments.
Well, you know I love controversy in the comments.
Because it is a bit weird that they're not connected. Because it's Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. It's like iconic.
But then also I chose Stitch to be Fox and then Jim Hawkins to be Falco. They're from the same game, but yeah, they're from very different things.
Shh, come here. It's a secret. Enough already.
Okay, moving on to our next character. It's our blonde little kid. It's Lucas. When I replaced Ness, I went with the magic with Merlin. For Lucas, I've gone with a character that looks like Lucas. Someone suggested Luca. No. I think that's literally because they just dropped the S. We've had Chicken Little be suggested. Arthur from Sword in the Stone, going with the Merlin kind of vibe, I guess.
Makes sense, Ben.
Or Alice was also suggested for Lucas. One thing I love about Smash Bros is They show love to like the main characters that everyone knows, but they also introduce people to forgotten characters or more obscure characters. So I've gone with a slightly more obscure Disney character from what I consider to be the most underrated Disney movie of all time. I've gone with Lewis from Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah, you love this movie.
Lewis is a small little blonde boy who loves inventing things. He's very, very clever. So his whole moveset is going to be based around the different things he's invented. So the first thing he invents in the movie is like a PB&J gun, peanut butter and jelly. What that does to people, I'm not sure. It could either be Slippy, or in the movie, he shoots it onto someone and they have an allergic reaction and they start like puffing up and stuff.
That's horrible.
So either maybe it could be Slippy, or they could have some sort of allergic reaction, or maybe it just hurts them, something like that. Right. Some of his inventions go wrong throughout the movie, so maybe he just has things that explode. He had stilts at one point, so I thought maybe he could have stilts that like extend from his feet. Also, this one's gonna blow your mind. Lasers.
Guns.
Pew pew. Just lasers, like shooting out some of his inventions, like has lasers to like read people's like minds and brains and stuff. So we can incorporate lasers somewhere. He clearly has the technology.
Right.
Another one of his inventions has like a propeller that goes pew, 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 so maybe you could like fire out a propeller onto someone.
And what does that do?
Hurts them. If I don't say what it does, Ed,
You're just saying things. You're just saying things.
He plays the maracas. Hey. Hey. And the maracas, guess what they do?
Hurt people.
They hurt people. He hits people with maracas. So there's a bit in the movie where everyone uses bubbles as like transportation. Mm-hmm. So either that could be his like up B to sort of like get back onto the stage, like he's in a bubble, a little bit like in New Super Mario Bros. You know when you're playing multiplayer and you die and you have to shake the controller.
Right, yeah.
Or he could fire a bubble at someone and then they get trapped in a bubble, and unless like someone pops it, they're just gonna like go flying off the screen. He's also got a couple of guns. He's got a screw gun that he uses to like fix things, but obviously he could fire that and it could hurt people. He's also got a meatball gun, but fires meatballs and like sausages and things like that, which he's gonna get from one of the other Robinsons, but I thought he could use it. Also his final attack, frogs. He could use frogs.
He just uses frogs.
It's a thing in the movie, and I just feel like he should attack people with frogs somehow. Yeah, I don't even know if they do anything, but you can just like let frogs out on the stage. They could sing jazz.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sold by some of these characters. I don't know why.
I know why. It's because you don't know this character, so I'm just describing the moves to you. Because I've just given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've just given you 10 amazing moves.
Sure.
10, Edders! There's not even that many buttons!
Like, you know when we do some of the other ones, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play with that character. I've just not had that in this game. Maybe you should lose your touch a little bit.
The Madrigals, 3-in-1, that is sick.
That is cool.
Hercules.
That's a bit overwhelming, isn't it? Oh. When do you ever play? You don't play a Pokemon Trainer.
It's gone from underwhelming to overwhelming in a matter of one sentence.
No, but the Madrigals, I never play with Pokemon Trainer because it's too much.
So his first outfit is just his standard blue jumper. His second outfit, I thought we could have this drab jumper from the beginning of the movie.
Drab?
Oh, it looks a bit drab to me. When he's in like the kid's home still and he's like trying to get adopted.
He's trying to get adopted?
Bro, it's a good movie, I'm telling you.
That's sad.
But his third look, I thought this is when things are picking up a little bit, and he's wearing this fruit hat.
The animation looks a bit
it is a bit janky.
Like Magic Roundabout.
Yeah, it's that time period. It's like,
is it 2005?
It's their second computer animated movie they ever made.
Yeah, it looks a bit.
Number 4. This is when he's wearing a hat.
Doesn't fit him.
Number 5, we've got his lab jackets.
That's a vibe.
To reference, no spoilers, the end of the movie. So again, referencing the characters from the movie, his 6th look is referencing Wilbur Robinson. Number 7, I've given him a colour swap to match Carl the robot.
His eyes are popping in that one.
You should see the robots. And number 8, we've gone with black to represent bowler hat guy.
Smart.
Okay, stage. I think the most iconic scene from the movie is the dinner table scene where they're literally fighting on the table. So I thought it was perfect. All the Robinsons could be sat around the outside and whoever's fighting is fighting on the table.
How many Robinsons are there?
There's a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, so it's dinner time, they're fighting on the table, the Robinsons are all around the outside, eating, maybe throwing things in, maybe like firing some meatball guns. There's some frogs singing some sweet, sweet jazz across to the side at one point. It's a good movie, bro. And now for his final smash. This is maybe my favourite final smash in the whole game.
You really up this character.
For his final smash, Tiny the dinosaur will eat you, and then a massive train will come and plow over you into the dinosaur, and then an octopus will be fired on you. And if that don't finish you off, I don't know what will.
He's got a pet dinosaur. What is this movie?
And that is Lewis from Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? I wanted to represent more obscure characters not everyone
Yeah,
knows.
no, that's good. So
In the last game, I put in Jim Hawkins. This one, Lewis.
Did anyone mention Lewis in the old comments?
Yes.
Really?
I will put the comment here.
Or was it just one singular person?
One.
Singular sensation, every little step she takes.
I'm nervous about this
You're
one.
going to get hate in the comments.
The comments for this character was the only one that I saw getting a little bit heated between people.
Why?
I mean, as heated as suggesting Disney characters for a Smash Bros game can get. I'm talking about Sonic. This character coming into Smash Bros broke the rules. Back in the day, Mario would be on Nintendo consoles, Sonic would be selling Sega consoles. They would be like bitter rivals, the two biggest gaming mascots. So to have them in the same fighting games, you could literally get them to fight each other. People lost their tiny little minds. There's different ways we can go about this. One way you can go is who Sonic is as an actual character. Basically, he's super fast and a little bit wisecracking.
Dash.
And that's one suggestion that came up a lot. Another way we go is Sonic is Mario's biggest rival. So if Mickey is Mario's place, who is Mickey's biggest rival, who is outside of the world of Disney? It's gonna be Bugs Bunny. And that makes a lot of sense to me as well. And then the third route you can go is Pixar's biggest icon, biggest character, which would be either Buzz or Woody.
Yeah. I hope you've not gone for Looney Tunes.
I saw quite a few people suggesting, you're gonna hate this, Lightning McQueen.
A car.
A car. Ka-chow. The main fight was between Dash and Bugs Bunny.
You wouldn't have gone with Bugs Bunny.
Why not?
Because it's not Disney.
But it represents what Sonic did to Smash Bros.
But
it opened it right up.
But this is called Disney Smash Bros. So I'm hoping you've gone for Dash.
Some people are going to be mad in the comments.
Ben, it makes no sense.
I went with...
Yeah.
I went with Dash. My reasoning behind it is I've set this up to be Disney, represent Disney, and Disney's such a massive company that there's so much I want to represent in here. And Pixar, this is the first Pixar character in the game, and I already feel bad for not having included it previously, that we need to start getting representation. Also, there's no character in the Disney or Pixar that represents Sonic as being kind of wisecracking, but mainly fast as Dash. So if we're looking at moveset as well, then it's just got to be Dash. Having said that, Bugs Bunny does make a lot of sense. The people who suggested Bugs Bunny,
that's really good.
That makes so much sense. But again, maybe another day in the future we'll do what if we made a Smash Bros just for all cartoon characters, and then that'll make a lot of sense. But I thought if we put Bugs Bunny in, well then before we know it, freaking Cartman from South Park's going to be in the game, SpongeBob SquarePants is going to be in the game, and I can't sleep at night if that happens.
Mickey Mouse! Bring it on, you buck-toothed lab experiment! What?
Moveset wise, I rewatched the movies and he's just zooming all over the place, basically. So obviously he's got super speed. There's this sick bit where he's punching that guy really fast in the face. Disney just got this kid straight up punching a guy in the face. Love it. But as well as he's got fast punches, he's also got fast kicks as well. He can also dodge things really easily, so like zip, zap, zop past people. He also does this move where he like runs around in a circle, creates a dust cloud. In the movies, he is the character that kind of ends up looking after Jack Jack the most, especially in Incredibles 2. What does Jack Jack have? Lasers.
Everything.
I thought he could literally use him as like a little laser, pew, pew, like a gun. It's something different rather than just running around fast. Also his up B, there's a bit where he fires out an ejector seat. So instead of Sonic's spring, he could use that ejector seat as his up B. So his first costume is obviously his super suit. Costume number 2 is just his casual clothes when he's all in yellow. Costume number 3 is when he's wearing white from Incredibles 2. Number 4, also from Incredibles 2, he's wearing this red top with a yellow stripe. These are exciting costumes, aren't they? So then I thought, again, for the final 4, I'll represent characters from the movie. So I've done this recolor.
Cool. Yeah, that's...
So that's his Mr. Incredible suit. but like classic Mr. Incredible. Then we've gone to represent Elastigirl.
Change his hair colour.
Yes, I tried to like represent as much as I could. Also, when I first made this, the belt and the sign were still yellow, and he literally looked like Batman. I made Frozone.
Change his skin colour.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a good thing to do or not.
I don't think so. You don't have anyone else?
Yeah, I did it with Hercules for Icarus. But also in a game where we're trying to represent lots of different characters, and also there's not that many characters of colour, I thought, hey, maybe this could be good representation? Or is this just, is Dash in blackface?
Just Dash is in blackface.
Okay, sorry guys, I didn't know if this was bad or not. I've also changed his skin colour.
That's a syndrome.
I made him more pinky.
Yeah.
And those are your characters, those are your costumes even. For the stage, I've gone with the jungle that they go to, because I thought actually that's a location we haven't really visited much in all of these stages that we can see here. Basically the bit where Dash is running away from him. And maybe like they fly past with those little like shooter things. Yeah. And the final smash I've named Keep It in the Family. It's gonna be a whole combo with the whole family, and they'll just like let's bust up the joint.
Create it now. So Dash runs around the enemies, which then sends them into the air.
Right.
Violet then captures them in the air.
In a force field.
In a force field ball. The dad hits them into the mum. You know the mum can make her body like a slingshot.
Yeah.
She then slingshots them off the...
Or what? How about Mr. Incredible is really strong. He pulls Mrs. Incredible back.
But who hits them into...
Violet.
She just controls the ball into the...
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Sonic is Dash.
Damn.
I think that's maybe the most controversial choice I've made.
Really?
Because there's been certain people, a certain someone I've seen, reply to anyone suggesting anything else for Sonic going, no, but it needs to be Bugs Bunny, it needs to be Bugs Bunny, it needs to be Bugs Bunny, and to that one individual.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. The next character is King Dedede. He's the big fat penguin villain of Kirby.
Is he a penguin?
Yes!
With the big hammer?
Yes! Huh. Who do you think I could have replaced King Dedede with?
King Louie from Jungle Book.
No.
That would be a great choice.
I think I've gone with a better choice.
Go on then, what is it?
So some of my thoughts were maybe King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. I also thought about the Horned King, legendary villain from the underrated Black Cauldron, and then I saw a comment that blew my mind.
So this is again not one of yours?
Yeah.
Ben, I'm really starting to wonder what this video is.
Do you want me to just ignore all the comments? At the end of each video...
This is your video.
At the end of each video, we're telling people to put in the comments what they would want.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean we have to do what they want.
Yeah, but if I see an idea that I think is great...
So they're better than you? The audience is better than you. They're viewing your video and they're better than you.
I feel very attacked!
Relax, relax.
I've chosen the Queen of Hearts.
Okay.
Big villain, royalty, uses a hammer.
She uses a hammer?
Croquet, baby.
I haven't seen it.
So when we first meet the Queen of Hearts, she is angry at the cards because they painted her roses red. She picks up the rose bush and she whacks them over the head with it. So her first move is bushwhack.
Ah, they go that way, or is it just like they get knocked into the ground?
What would you prefer?
Knocked into the ground would be different.
Okay, I was about to say swipe. Okay. She's also really famous for shouting at people. She shouts at you, your character gets knocked back a bit. Big mouth.
That's it, they just get knocked back a bit.
Yeah, but obviously the higher their percentage, the more they get knocked back.
Right,
you know, Smash Bros.
That wasn't clear.
Okay, what's the Queen of Hearts' favourite sport? Famously.
You just said croquet.
Croquet! We all knew that. But obviously King Dedede's got his massive hammer. Queen of Hearts doesn't necessarily use a hammer. What she uses instead is a flamingo turned upside down. She uses the legs and whacks the head into a hedgehog instead of a ball. She whacks hedgehogs into people. Queen of Hearts, croquet.
Wait. Is that in the movie?
Go watch the movie, bro, and come back in 10 minutes. King Dedede got one of them annoying up and Bs. He jumps up and then slams down, which is great if you're on the stage, but if you're trying to get back on the stage, it can be a bit annoying. I've used the same principle for Queen of Hearts. She jumps up, but then she turns around and goes down, so her head butts people, so her legs end up in the air, her skirt comes down, and we can see her bloomers, which is a reference to the movie.
Okay, I was going to say, Ben, this is...
No real choice.
Okay, then we got a few more basic ones. She's got a body slam. She can punch down on people. Also, she has the whole card army at her disposal.
Are they evil?
They work for her and she's evil. So that is her moveset. Okay, let's have a little look at some Cozzy Wozzies. So we've got her standard costume. This is what she looks like. Take it in, breathe it in.
Have you seen Alice in Wonderland, the ballet? It's really,
no.
It's really good. There's a whole clip of the Queen of Hearts and it's a really good section.
Wow.
Should put it in.
Is that what you guys want?
Yeah, it's really good.
You want to watch some ballet? So pretty much all of Queen of Hearts costumes are based on another character from Alice in Wonderland because there's so many characters to reference. We've done colour swaps galore. Okay, so this one is actually based on an actual character.
Is that a card?
A card. I thought the way that she's the Queen of Hearts, what if she was the Queen of Spades or the Queen of Clubs? What would she look like? That was my inspiration for this one. Moving on to the characters though, we have...
Her mouth is huge.
I told you she got big mouth shouts a lot. Which character do you think this is?
I wonder.
Alright, Mr. Sassy Pants. You ain't even seen the movie.
It's Alice in Wonderland.
It's Alice.
In Wonderland.
She looks like that out of Wonderland as well.
Her name isn't Alice in Wonderland.
Who would name their child Alice? Next character. Any guesses?
The Cheshire Cat.
Ding, ding, ding. This one.
The two,
what are their names?
Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Killing the game, bro! Next we got, you ain't gonna get this one. I didn't actually know he was these colours, but the Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter.
Look, there's his colours.
I did know that because that's literally the thing on the NFT. Where did you get that picture from?
The internet. I didn't steal your NFTs,
no, but
bro.
I mean,
don't worry.
No, but is that a famous thing he does in the movie or something?
NFTs aren't original, bro.
Yeah, they are.
You ain't gonna get this one. This one is the caterpillar. Hey,
I actually knew there was a caterpillar because it's in the ballet.
Wow, you're really keen
and
on this ballet.
The caterpillar's does really bendy it's caterpillar. Again, put some clips in.
I ain't putting no clips in on a ballet. And for the final costume, I thought let's reference Helena Bonham Carter.
You've not even changed it, Ben. You just literally put Helena Bonham there.
Yeah, I literally just said. The last one I put Helena Bonham Carter.
So the last character is going to be Helena Bonham Carter. Oh, because she's that character in real life. Sorry, I'm with you.
That's the Queen of Hearts, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Who did you think that was?
I'm not entirely sure.
You know, Helena Bonham Carter doesn't look like that just walking down the street. For her stage, I decided to go with the Wonderland courtroom.
Have you ever been to Versailles? There's a room of requirements and there's mirrors all down the side and it looks a little bit like this. Nice. I mean, it looks nothing like this, but it's giving me that vibe.
Do you know what? While I've been talking about the Queen of Hearts, I feel like you've been really trying to sound really cultural and like...
You've been to Versailles?
Yeah, you're dropping ballet in Versailles. Who are you? We could use all these different plimps as different levels of the stage. We've got the jury there. We've got here's the witnesses, and we've got Alice down here. So it could be a bit like
does it change? Move around?
Nope.
Okay.
And for the Queen of Hearts final smash, I've decided to call it off with their heads. She shouts. They get dragged away by the cards, and I'm undecided whether we see the beheading or not. But
probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the Queen of Hearts. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it's good. I like the stage.
Ah.
I think it's a cool stage.
Cheers, bro. Loving the compliments. The next character is Captain Olimar from Pikmin. Olimar is very unique. So he's really small, he's a spaceman, and he picks things out of the ground. And to be honest, when choosing this, I didn't know whether to go with who he is or how he plays. So my initial idea, which I thought was genius, is Snow White. So instead of the Pikmin being thrown at people, she uses all her animal friends, so like birds and rabbits.
Throwing animals.
She'd be like, over there. But then there was a lot better ideas in the comments. Someone suggested Riley from Inside Out, and instead of the Pikmin, it's her emotions that she's throwing at people.
That's different.
Because each of the Pikmin, they all have their own little abilities. So like the red one, like flames come out. The yellow one's electric. I think there's a purple one that just knocks people back. So Riley could use her different emotions, and they could all do something different to them, which I thought was a cool idea. And then we got some ideas for princesses. So maybe Cinderella could use the mice and the birds. Belle could use like Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts. But when I really thought about it, I thought, we've got a tiny little spaceman. How can we not go with Buzz Lightyear?
Okay.
Why does that not make complete sense to you?
Because I don't look at Olimar and think Buzz Lightyear. Do you think that's a good choice?
No, it is. I think I've put in a terrible choice. What kind of stupid question is that? Do I think the thing I've chosen is a good choice?
Do you think people in the audience are going to go, that's way better than everything else?
Do you know what? Your negativity is really draining sometimes. Everything I say, it's
You're
like
only saying
really,
that because the audience said that. You know what? I'll just go.
So if you've already seen our Multiverses character roster, you know a little bit what we're thinking about Buzz Lightyear, but in this video we go into a lot more detail, so let's get into it. So if you watch the scene where him and Woody are having a fight at Dinoco gas station, you'll get to see just his like core fighting moves, a lot of inspiration we can take from there. He can also pin down Woody at one point. So I wanted to reference Olimar's fighting style. So rather than picking up Pikmin, I thought Buzz Lightyear
aliens
could use the aliens from Pizza Planet and throw them at people. He's got a light bulb that blinks. Lasers. He's got a very impressive wingspan. Sorry. He may not be able to properly fly, but he can. People either side, as demonstrated just now. He also has a karate chop action. I thought his up B to get back onto the stage, it could be falling with style. So a rocket is strapped to his back. He's shooting up into the air, and then he gets his wingspan out, which cuts the rockets off. Don't flinch, mate. Which the rocket then continues to fly off, and then he glides, falls with style back onto the stage. We also have a utility belt shield. Referencing the smash hit 2022 Lightyear movie, we've got a laser saber.
Is that a saber sound?
I don't know what sound it is. I didn't really pay attention to that movie. Also, it would be amiss of me not to put in a mode where he turns into Spanish Buzz and just fights with some...
Maybe that's his
panache.
Final Smash, right?
No, I want to see it more often. I just want to see it like, okay, pew pew pew, olé! Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Is that good? I couldn't go. Okay, so we've got his normal costume, lovely jubbly. For his second one, I thought I'd reference the iconic character that is Mrs. Nesbit.
Snap out of it, Buzz!
And now I thought we'd reference a few characters from Toy Story. Who do you think this one is?
Jesse?
Woody!
Woody.
Clearly! Do you like his jeans?
Yeah. That's what's his face, the villain.
Starts with a Z.
Zordon.
If only. No, it's Zurg! Emperor Zurg. Next character?
Pink Ranger?
Yes! This is Bo Peep. Oh, and then I thought we'd reference some of the special edition versions of the actual toy, because let's not forget, he's a toy. So we've got this like special silver version of the toy. We've also got basic Lightyear Buzz, which references Star Wars a little bit. So I thought that could be a cute little reference. And for his final costume, we went full in with the references for Lightyear, or as I like to call it, live action Buzz, because it might as well be. Right. For the stage, I've gone with Andy's room. It's basically going to be featured around the bed. So we're going to have the floor where we see different sort of toys in the background, and you can jump up onto the bed and everything's just going to be a little bit bouncy.
It could be that you're fighting off the back of a van.
Oh, that's quite a cool idea. So like, and as they turn corners, maybe everything like slides from side to side. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea. Interested.
Let us know in the comments which one you'd want.
Final Smash! I've named the Claw. Ooh, the Claw. Basically, the Claw comes down, grabs on the players, and just kills them, takes them off stage. Kind of basic, but it's a clear reference, and I thought the animation could be of them amongst all the aliens, and then you see the actual characters in there as well who get like clawed up, which could be quite cool. Clawed up, it's a new phrase. And that is Buzz Lightyear. What do you think?
I think it's good. Did I think he was going to be the replacement for Olimar? No. Do I think that's the good position for him to be in? I'm not sure. But I like Buzz.
Cool.
Snap out of it, Buzz!
Okay, next character. It's one of your mains, or it used to be, Lucario.
Ooh.
So he's a Pokemon, he's blue, he's furry, he's kind of like mysterious. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know much about Lucario, but he's got like, ooh, psychic, question mark, powers. I've gone with Sully!
Wait, who's this instead of?
Lucario.
Okay.
I've gone with blue and furry.
I'm not loving this choice. Just feel like he represents like big, strong, scary, and Lucario isn't those things. He's just a bit blue.
And furry. Don't forget the furry. Some people suggested Perry the Platypus.
Perry the Platypus!
Beast was suggested. Jack Skellington was suggested. And I thought in the end, when I decided to add more Pixar characters in, Sully was the best choice for a good playable character. This is a great moveset. I'm really happy with this one. So obviously he can roar, he can slash characters, he can punch. One of my favorite things is Lucario. He can build up like this aura and like throw a ball at people. How can Sully throw a ball at people? Well, he gets his old pal Mike Wazowski out and rolls him down the aisle. I called it the Wazowski Bowl.
I like that.
I like it too. I thought he could have a scream canister that he like releases at people, or maybe he can throw the canisters at people, something like that. Bit of both. Yeah. Boink.
Yeah.
Maybe the can like stun them and then whacks them over the head with a scream canister. He can body slam people. He can, when he runs, he goes, scary feet, scary feet, scary feet. Also, you see him moving furniture with like this shoulder shove, so I thought he could like dash into people from his shoulder. You see how Bayonetta, when you use her like smash attacks, it's like a massive hand that comes out of a portal, or it's a massive foot that comes out of a portal. I thought about Monsters Inc. and their doorways. I thought a door could appear, Sully opens the door, punches in it, and a couple of meters forward, another door's there and punches a character. So it's like a projectile, but not flying across the screen. It just like appears next to someone, and I thought that could be great and potentially infuriating for other people, but you've also got to know how far away it is, so you could probably easily miss them. It's probably like always the same distance away.
Okay.
So you've got to like position yourself correctly to actually get someone, but it means you can punch them from like across the stage.
Yeah.
In Monsters Inc., when Boo has escaped, obviously they don't want to touch humans because ill, so he picks Boo up with like this tool and he's running around with her, like holding her out like this, and I thought when he grabs other characters, he could get a tool out so, you know, he doesn't catch the germs from the humans or whatever they are. And he runs around with a little tool rather than grabbing them. I thought that was a neat little thing. And his up B to get back onto stage, he could grab onto one of the doorways, it goes up on a rail, and then he jumps off and it carries on.
How about this? He could also teleport. He could go in the door.
That is another option. That is definitely another option. So that's his moveset.
I like that. That was good. Well done.
Guys, Edition said something nice.
Is the final smash good?
No, terrible.
If you haven't included, put that thing back where it came from, oh, so help me.
What kind of version was that?
Put that...
Okay, so most of his costumes, I decided to again go with colour swaps for other characters. See if you can guess which character I've gone with.
Oh my gosh. I think it's Sully. I mean... Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski!
Should he have one eye when he's Mike Wazowski?
I mean, that could be cool. Name the character.
Randall.
Yeah, although I think he should probably be a bit lighter now I've looked at the actual character. But Randall, purple and blue. Next one, I don't think he'll get this.
Is this the yellow, we got a 619, 362.
Oh, 2319.
Yeah.
No, so this is, did you file your paperwork, Wazowski? This is Roz.
Sorry.
This is Henry J. Waternoose.
The spider.
Crab.
The spider crab. Boo?
Yes, I couldn't actually remember that. Yeah, this is Boo. And then I've got a couple of options for number 7. I thought maybe it could be his Letterman jacket from Monsters U, or I thought it could maybe be his mailroom costume from Monsters U. And then his final costume, I've gone with this OK top.
Okay.
For his stage, I decided to go with the scare floor.
Yeah.
So I thought different doors come in the left, maybe monsters coming in and out.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's pretty much just a flat stage, but you have got this thing on the left that's a bit of a hazard.
Does the stage change when you go through the door?
You don't go through the door. Monsters like come in and out of the door.
Can we go through the door? Maybe this stage you can jump to different stages.
Just any random stage?
Any random stage.
But then are you then stuck in that stage, or is the door also in that stage?
The door will appear again and you move around.
And then you maybe go back to this one.
Maybe.
And then if it comes again, you can go through. Okay, I don't hate that idea. So Sully's Final Smash, I've got 2 different ideas. My first idea is called 2319. The CDA comes swinging in. They take one of the characters, they shave them down, they put a cone around their head, they blast them, and they end up looking like George from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, okay.
Once they become vulnerable and shaved, maybe Sully just like roars at them and they go flying off.
Yeah.
The other idea is the door coaster. So that bit of the movie where they're all riding the doors, it's going everywhere.
Cool, yeah.
I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but the visuals could look really cool.
I like the first one, it's different.
It could be quite funny as well, which I feel like a Disney Smash Bros needs a little bit of humour in there. That's Sully. What do you think? We fleshed him out a little bit since our Multiverses attempt at Sully.
Yeah, I think he's one of my favourite ones so far.
Yes! Not that I just want your approval all the time.
That is literally so boring, you just can't want my approval.
And so
we put that thing back where it came from, oh, so help me.
This one, there were so many different suggestions, so many different things. People just could not decide on who this character should be.
Who is the character?
R.O.B. I went with Wally! No, I can't actually remember anyone saying anything different. Maybe they did, but it's such an obvious choice.
Wally doesn't have guns like R.O.B does, and he's like, his laser eyes, and he's like...
It is a different character, however, I'm very excited about his moveset. So Wally's main function is he gathers dirt and rubbish.
Compacts them into squares.
He's like, so his main thing is a trash compactor. He gets them into his belly, I guess, and then out comes a little square. So I was thinking he could scrape bits of the stage into his belly, and then out it comes, and he can throw them at people.
Okay.
And maybe the longer he's going,
the bigger the square?
Or like the more it hurts.
That
Do you know what I mean?
sense, yeah.
Also, I thought if there's items on the stage and he compacts them into his belly, then when he throws them, it's gonna have more impact.
He can collect a bomb.
Whatever's around, I guess. But not then use it as a bomb, but use it as like a really powerful trash compactor. He keeps some things in his belly as well. He keeps a little bin lid, so maybe either he could use it as like a hat, but like hit people on the head with it, or maybe he could frisbee people with his bin lid and then stick it back in his belly. Also in his belly, he's got a bat and ball. So you know one of them balls, like with a bit of string on a bat?
Mm-hmm. Is that his move?
Yep. Annoying, right? But you know, every hit is just 1% up. He's also got a fire extinguisher in there, which is going to be his up and B. So he whips out the fire extinguisher, and you know when they're in space, sort of flying around, and he'll go up. He could also be his side B and kind of like blast himself into people.
Does he ever actually punch or kick people?
No, I feel like that's not his vibe. What he can do is he can hide. When he like compacts himself all the way down into a box, that's like his block, his shield. Which I thought would be a cool animation.
It could be like a Kirby move. Goes up and drops.
Oh, maybe, you know, like
down,
a little block.
Down,
yeah.
Down B.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Also, you spoke about Rob's laser. Wally actually has a laser right here. He only uses it very briefly to like cut into something or repair something, but we can just amp up the power, amp up the wattage on it.
I said that the lights amped up.
Amp up the power.
Laser beams! He can also put his hands down and raise up his feet or his wheels, whatever you want to call them, and he can go on people, like a little drrrr. He also spins round real fast at one point. I guess that's using his arms to whack into people. And, this is maybe my favourite bit, When he's trying to wake Eve up in the movie, he gets these little jump cables out and tries giving her electric shock. It ends up giving him an electric shock, but I thought he could get his jump cables off and go zzz and electrocute people. Okay, let's have a look at his Cozzy Wozzies. That's the second time I've said Cozzy Wozzies. I don't think that should make it a thing. So Wally's first costume is obviously his standard look. For the next few, I'm referencing other characters from the movies by doing color swaps. What's the character?
Eve.
Ding, ding, ding.
Is that meant to represent like Adam and Eve? Like Wally and Eve?
I've heard that Wally is named after Disney, as in Walt Elias Disney. I don't know how true that is, but it's cute, I guess. Next character I thought is just, in Wally there's not actually that many characters. We're referencing all the humans, all the fat humans. Okay, the next bunch of characters are referencing other famous Disney robots. So this one is referencing from the Muppets movie, 80s Robot, which probably in turn is referencing R.O.B himself. So I thought this was a weird, like, this is referencing that, which is referencing this kind of situation. This is one of my favorite color schemes. This is referencing Ben from Treasure Planet. Do you remember the little, like, golden robot?
Yeah.
This one is referencing...
Has he got a broken eye?
He's referencing the robot from Flubber.
Yeah.
This one.
Nice.
So I shaded out one eye because it's only got one eye looking thing. The rest of it's all black and white, like the lower half of it, and also so it looks like it's floating around. And I think his name is Weebo.
I love that. That's a great movie, that.
Did you know that Flubber was based on The Absent-Minded Professor?
I did, because you told me that the other day.
Because someone in the comments let us know. God bless that person. This is a cool design. This is based on the Cybugs from Wreck-It Ralph. You know, when he goes into Hero's Duty. Duty. And the final one is referencing...
R2-D2.
Probably the most famous robot, which is now owned by Disney. Huzzah. Okay, so I've decided to set the stage a little bit before the movie Wally is actually set. So the stage is flat, it's barren, it's wasteland. Then as you're playing, these little Wally robots in the background start building up these skyscrapers of trash. It could actually probably get quite high and it could like travel up with it. And if it's a short game, maybe it won't get so high.
Once you go on the skyscraper, can you then come back down to the ground?
If it's still quite short, you can. But I think once it gets to a certain point, the screen starts moving up.
No, that's a good touch, that.
And Wally's final smash, I decided to go with Wally and Eve's Space Waltz. So Wally's got a fire extinguisher, Eve is flying around space, and they're kind of dancing around each other. But in this one, they're going to be dancing around the stage and kind of just like flying across the screen. You can kind of control if they go up and down.
Like Sonic vibes.
Yes, like Sonic. And that's Wally. Give me a mark out of 10 for Wally, please.
I'd say it's solid 8.5.
Okay, that's good. Maybe we should have done marks out of 10 for all of them. Shall we do that now?
Sonic! Ha! See ya!
On to our final two characters, bro. What journey we've been on.
Feels like it's been days.
I mean, you lost a beard in the meantime. What happened? Toon Link. He's the cartoony version of Link, but also in his game, Wind Waker, he's sailing around, visiting different islands, going on adventures, solving puzzles. He's got bombs, he's got boomerangs, he's got swords. There's a lot that we could latch onto and just focus on one thing to be the focus of this character. I was first of all focused on the Toon aspect, and I thought Roger Rabbit is the embodiment of cartoon craziness, and I thought that could be a really fun character to play as. There was quite a few suggestions for Jake the Pirate, which is like a cartoony, more kiddie version of Peter Pan, I think. I'm not that familiar. I think it's like a Playhouse Disney one. But the bit of Toon Link I decided to focus on was the fact that in his original game, Wind Waker, he's sailing across different islands, going on adventures. So I've gone with Moana.
I thought you were going to say that.
Toon Link is literally just like on a little like sailboat, just like Moana. Okay, so she's obviously got her standard punches. She's one of the only characters in this who in the movie actually punches people, so that's cool. She's got her oar, which she uses to sail, but also uses to whack people with and stab people with. Maybe not stab, that's a bit much. She's also got a massive leaf that she kind of glides down on, which could be part of her getting back onto the stage. Hey, the chicken. I thought she could put the chicken out, and it just walks along the stage, and when it gets to someone, it just like pecks them. When she meets the Kakamora pirates, she uses this like harpoon that's attached to a string, so I thought she could literally harpoon people. That's fun. But her main sort of character mechanic I decided to go with, which I think is quite exciting, is water. So in the movie, she can't control water, but she's like one with the water. Like the water brings her back onto the boat.
Right.
It like moves things. So I thought she could use water to her advantage. Maybe it makes her move like really fast across the screen, like the water gets behind her like a wave. Or maybe rather than grabbing people and throwing people, she uses the water to engulf them and like chuck them off kind of thing.
That's cool.
So obviously her first costume is just her standard look. Then we got a couple of costumes from the actual movie. First one is literally, all that's different here is her hair is tied up, but I thought that's probably enough of a visual difference to warrant a whole different costume. Next one is Bait Moana. This is when they're trying to get Tamatoa's attention, dressed up like this, which I thought was a funny little costume. And then we've got Finale Moana, which I think is a lovely costume, like that one a lot. Then for the final four ones, I decided to do color swaps to represent Disney princesses that I see similarities with Moana. First one is a fellow islander. I've gone with Lilo.
Maybe it is a grown-up Lilo.
Kind of, that's what it's representing, right? Lilo when she's a teenager. For the next princess, I've gone with someone who is known for their strong personality and their big curly hair. Merida from Brave.
Okay.
The reason I chose the next princess is because they both wear a two-piece. Jasmine! For the final one, I've gone with another princess who is known to be part of the water, maybe even part of your world.
Pocahontas. Oh, Ariel.
Ariel! She's also giving me Halle Bailey vibes as well. Let's look at the stage! End of the movie. All the water has parted and she's walking through to get to Takar. But where the water's parted behind her, I thought it could look really cool with different like whales or turtles like swim past, and it's just a flat stage, but just visually it would look epic with all the water shooting up behind you. And maybe in the water we see different characters who live under the water who maybe might not get into the game because of the fact that they can't breathe air. Like we might see Crush the Turtle like swimming past, Luca and Alberto, yeah, that'd be sick. Or maybe even some mermaids, I don't know. Or Nemo. And then her final smash is just Tikar, the fiery lava demon, coming out from behind the stage. Just like that.
And lava spills, or?
Oh, just Tikar will wreak havoc on your ancestors.
So does Moana control the volcano?
She'll hold up the Heart of Tafiti, and then Tikar will come out.
I've forgotten the plot of Moana. Isn't what's his face part of the stone or something?
His name is The Rock, but he's not part of the stone. But I give you Moana. Out of 10. You gave Wally 8.5?
Ooh, that's high. I'd say it's 7.8.
7.8! Okay! Before we get onto the final character reveal of Disney's Super Smash Bros Brawl,
we need your help!
I'm gonna pin in the comments all the characters that are in Smash 4. So look at the pinned comment, copy it, paste it, and let us know what your ideas would be. I've got ideas of my own. The one I'm struggling with a little bit are the Mii characters, the Mii Brawler, Swordfire, and Gunner. Right. Do we treat them as just 3 separate characters, or is there a way we can creatively think what are the Miis in the Disney universe? But let us know your ideas in the comments below. Also, I've decided the next video before we do Smash 4, our next Smash Bros video, will be on assist trophies, because they were brand new to this game, and I've come up with a whole list of Disney characters that I think would make great assist trophies. So again, let us know in the comments if you've got any ideas as well. Anything to add to the people editors?
I'm really glad you're watching this video.
Are you going to watch this video when I've edited it?
No.
Wow. Good to know. Good to know. The final character is Wolf. He is the villain from the Star Fox series. He is a space character, but to be honest, I focused more on he's more wolf-like. aspects and the fact that in the game he has claws. So some suggestions for Wolf were the Big Bad Wolf from the Three Little Pigs short from like the 1930s, which is a great idea because literally it's a wolf and a wolf, but I just don't know how much we've got to work with for the Big Bad Wolf, you know what I'm saying? Some more ideas we had was Scar, Simba, Don Carnage, which is the villain from Tailspin, which I thought was a great idea, but the one that I went for, Wolf's replacement, I've gone with Beast from Beauty and the Beast. I felt like we needed a bit more classic Disney 90s representation, and Beauty and the Beast is one of their biggest movies ever. I thought it was a good way of getting a big, brawly character into the roster.
But Wolf isn't.
But what he is like an animalistic creature with claws.
Okay.
Speaking of claws, his moveset, he's got big slashes where he can slash people with claws, which is very similar to Wolf, you know what I'm saying? Also, I've written here, strong. The brother is strong, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking when his percentage is low and he's a healthy beast, he walks around like on his hind legs, and when he's starting getting a bit beaten up, he starts like running around on all fours. He's a savage. Spin attack, he does this thing when he's like fighting the wolves in the movie where he spins round and like...
Is there a bit where he dances? Yes, he grabs you and dances with you to the end of the track and then throws you.
The stage.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. So he'll be like, rah, don't go into the West Wing. Taylor's oldest time.
Throw.
Rah. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Okay, in the song Something There, he gets a snowball and chucks it at Belle. And so I thought he could get a snowball and chuck it at someone. However, we're not always on snowy stages, so I thought whatever he picks up will match the stage. So if it's like a grass stage, he picks up like some mud. If we're fighting on top of a spaceship, he'll like pick up like cogs and like chuck them at someone. So I thought like just visually, it will match the stage. It's quite cool, right? So where's he gonna get snow from if they're on like Moana's boat? In Beauty and the Beast, he has a mirror and you look at it and you can see whatever you want to see. But he's going to use that mirror to reflect. Get it? So if someone hits you, you get your mirror out and it goes back onto them. That's how mirrors work. And maybe I like the idea of the Beauty and the Beast characters almost being used like Pikmin. So perhaps he has Lumiere, he can chuck at people and like he flames them. Maybe Cogsworth, he chucks at someone. And because he's a clock, he slows them down for like a second. I don't know. Those are my ideas for Beast's movesets. Here's Beast's classic look, and I've decided to go with his ballroom attire, because, you know, we like our characters to be formal in this game.
He's also French, right?
Oh, oui.
That's
I think just his French. For his second one, we've got just his classic cape look. Third look, we've kept his cape, but we've given him a little bit more modesty. This is Something There look, we've given him a shirt. Put your hairy bush away, thank you very much. And we've gone with his dinner look for this fourth costume, giving him a green jacket.
Does he not know how to eat?
He's a beast!
Surely he's been eating this whole time up until he saw Emma Watson.
You did not just call Belle Emma Watson. Moving on! Next four, as always, we're referencing some characters with some colour swaps.
As always.
We've done it quite a lot.
Gaston.
Ding ding ding.
LeFou.
Ooh.
Nah, Belle at the ball.
Yeah, Belle at the ball. She was the belle of the ball. Did they invent that? Next one, I don't think you're gonna get because I don't think it's that clear.
Is it her dad?
Mrs. Potts. The white teapot, the purple and yellow. It's a reference to Mrs. Potts. Next one isn't necessarily a character from Beauty and the Beast.
The Beast from X-Men.
I just gone with Beast from X-Men. I made him blue.
That's so random.
They can't sue us. We own X-Men now. Okay, a final stage. I've gone with the ballroom. I think it's the most iconic location. Obviously, it's so famous for having that shot moving around. So I thought it could move around the ballroom. Maybe it could start at the stairs and then it could go round.
Yeah, nice.
As if we're dancing. And then for Beast's final smash, he's gonna grab a character, he's gonna chuck them into a carriage, and then the carriage is gonna get up and walk away, just like how he gets rid of crazy old Maurice in the film.
The carriage has legs.
The carriage it's alive, baby, it's alive. And there we have our Disney Super Smash Bros Brawl character roster. Which of these characters would you main? What's your favorite choice?
My top ones are probably Rafiki, Sully, and Hercules.
I think my top 3 would maybe be Madrigal's, Lewis from Meet the Robinsons, and Dumbo.
Okay, Dumbo would be good.
Let us know in the comments which of these characters are your favourite selections. I hope you can tell how much work I put into these, and this is why they take so long to come out. We are going to do the whole series.
You hopefully will get a bit faster.
But I might not, so bear with me as I do these. As always, support the rest of our channel as well. We're doing movie reactions, just anything Disney. We're guys. And if you haven't seen our video of what if Disney made multiverses, then maybe check it out.
If you want, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that YouTube stuff, and hopefully we see you on the next one.
Toodles! Bye!